As you know, coalition negotiations continue. Winston Peters and his caucus down in Wellington, I understand Christopher Luxon came down here yesterday for a chat with Winston. I know there are emails and phone calls going on with ACT and National. Have ACT and New Zealand First actually come together? Not sure. Not sure that part of the three-way has actually been consummated yet. But progress is being made, I am reliably informed. Progress is being made. It's not going to be a super complex deal, giving the party some room for individuality. But one thing that Mr. Peters mentioned in his exclusive interview with us last Friday that was widely quoted elsewhere was that he thought we needed to get to APEC and we needed to get to the South Pacific Forum and be represented there. And indeed we will be. We will be represented by a politician with some experience in foreign affairs and some gravitas. National MP Gerry Brownlee is going to go to the Pacific Forum, and he joins us on the line now. Gerry, thank you. Thank you for your time this morning, firstly, because I know you're busy getting ready for what is a last-minute trip.
Well, not exactly last minute, so I had a week or so to know about it, but the delegation is actually led by Carmel Sepuloni, who is still the Deputy Prime Minister, ahead of any coalition arrangement that would lead the Governor-General to appoint a new ministry.
This is a bit uncomfortable then, isn't it? So,
well,
you're not the senior, but you're the senior representative of the government-elect, right?
That's how it would be. Yeah, that's right.
So who calls the shots?
Oh, we'll have had discussions jointly, and anything that comes out of it in the next couple of days on behalf of New Zealand would be something that we have agreed to. So
right.
There's generally not a lot of difference between our party's policies when it comes to the big issues that affect Pacific governments.
Yeah, and there is a convention, isn't there, Gerry, that when New Zealand politicians go overseas into foreign forums, you go as one. You go as New Zealanders, no matter what the party colours might be. You come together and you represent the country.
As best as possible, that's right, yeah. And I think that's a good way for us to operate internationally. Parties will have different views about all sorts of arrangements around other countries, etc. But when you're off at these sort of forums, then you generally try to present a united front.
Yeah. Gerry, what are the big issues facing the Pacific? What do you expect to be high on the agenda there?
Well, there will be a range of things, and so sort of sitting in the background will be the likely effects on Pacific nations of the current conflicts in both the Ukraine and the Middle East.
Yeah.
And you know the.
Well, I'm sorry, I don't. None spring to mind.
No, I'm starting to explain. I thought you asked a serious question. I was giving you a serious answer.
Yeah, okay.
And I said that would sit in the background because of the effect on economies.
Yeah.
And all Pacific governments want for their people the same as any government wants: better lives. And the economy is very much part of that. Climate change remains a big challenge for the Pacific. And then there's the issue of the fishing. Estimated at the moment, and I think it's a very light estimate, about $600 million US loss through illegal fishing. I suspect it's much higher than that. That you are just estimating.
Yeah,
that's a concern. And beyond that, there'll be a range of things that affect individual countries that they want to call attention to for assistance. And remember too that the Pacific does rely significantly on both foreign aid and remittances from countries like New Zealand and Australia. So all of those matters will be up for discussion.
Which isn't it when you think about it, because that means the economic activity in Australia and New Zealand can have a massive impact by way of remittance on lives in other countries. Huge impact.
New Zealand is the home to the world's largest Pacific population. And, some of those Pacific nations have very small populations that rely heavily on the generosity of family members who do have jobs in New Zealand. So it's a big factor in some of those economies. But there are a lot of opportunities for them as well, and I think that's where you want to try and focus things and perhaps over time change the way in which aid is delivered into those countries.
Yeah. Is climate change the priority it was, Gerry?
I think it remains so, yes, because if you think about the dependence that many of those islands have on fossil fuels, the ongoing cost of those fossil fuels, and the need for the technologies that come out of the whole change of that climate change technology brings, and it's possible that it's of great value to many of those nations. I'll tell you what's also will be discussed will be the sort of underlying tension that exists at the moment over competition for influence in the Pacific.
Yeah, I was going to come to that. Yeah, China.
Yeah. I don't think there won't be sort of an agenda item that says, right, okay, let's discuss this right now, but we'll be there. There's no question about that.